40 years ago they were poor, sustained by fishing, clinging to the distant northwestern periphery of Europe. Now Norwegians are among the most affluent people on earth. Their GDP per head of population is 50% higher than in Britain, France or Germany. This tiny nation sits on 50% of Western Europe's oil and gas reserves. It earned them $60 billion last year alone, and there are only 4.6 million of them. But oil alone is not the key. It's how they use it. They don't spend their oil money. They save it. They invested in a massive state-owned pension fund, which is now the second largest in the world.
The great success of the Norwegian economy is very much related to our ability to not spend money while we were earning them, because most other countries which have had windfall incomes like Norway from oil, gas, other kinds of natural resources, they have spent the money.
Norway's businesses are reaping the rewards. At this Oslo PR firm, there was a slight slowing down last winter, but it's picking up again now. Is there something in the Nordic temperament?
I certainly was taught to save money when I was a kid. It was a part of my upbringing. I got this little box that I put money into, and I have a savings account in the bank, and you learn that you should put off something for a rainy day.
Norway watched the meltdown in the banking world with a knowing Nordic satisfaction. There was a banking crisis here in the early 90s. It was painful, and once bitten, twice shy. Norway stayed well away from toxic assets in the subprime market. Result, the banks here are still lending, businesses can still get credit, and the housing market hasn't crashed. All of which put Norway in a position to benefit from recession. For when the stock market was plummeting last year, Norway pounced. In November, when everyone else was selling cheap, the state pension fund bought $60 billion worth of stocks and shares just before prices started going up again.
During 2008, we bought a lot of equities. And in fact, we never had, we never got so many shares out of a barrel of oil.
Norway's stewardship of Mother Nature's abundance is mapped out on a 100-year timetable. They are using oil to plan for a post-oil future, and they saved in the good times when the rest of the world was spending. Their success is a quiet Nordic rebuke to the rest of us. Alan Little, BBC News.
Well, let's catch up with the sporting news now.